In this video, we are going to learn how to do unit conversion a different way. This way is using dimensional analysis. And here are the steps for dimensional analysis. 1. Write down the conversion factors. Now, a conversion factor is an equation relating one unit to another. An example of a conversion factor would be that 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. That's a conversion factor. Another one would be that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So you're relating one unit to another. Step 2 is to write down the number and units you start with on the left side of your page. Number 3, set up the same number of fractions as you have conversion factors. Step 4, write the units you want to convert to on the top, the numerator. Step 5, write the units you want to convert from on the bottom, denominator. So another way to think about that is the units you're seeking, you want to have on the top. The units you already have go on the bottom. Number 6, cancel out repeated units on the top and the bottom. Step 7, multiply everything on the top and divide by everything on the bottom. Step 8, you get your answer. Now these steps will make more sense once we do some examples. So, let me just get a piece of paper so we can do a couple examples. Let's do one of the ones you've seen before, but instead of using the moving the decimal over method, we are going to use dimensional analysis. And I'm going to go for using an orange pen. So let's do this problem. So we first have to write down the conversion factors. In other words, we have to write down an equation that relates milliliters to liters. Now, milli is 1/1000th. What this means is that 1 milliliter is 1/1000th of a liter. The easier way to write that is that in 1 liter, there are 1,000 milliliters. Okay? That is our conversion factor. The next thing we want to do is write down the number and units you start with on the left side of your page. So on the left side over here, I'm just going to write down what I start with. 7,705 milliliters. Then you want to set up the same number of fractions as you have conversion factors. We have one conversion factor, so we want to set up one fraction. So we put a multiplication sign, and there's setting up our fraction. Number 4, write the units you want to convert to on the top, so seek. And number 5, write the units you want to convert from on the bottom, have. The units I already have are milliliters. So I want to write 1,000 milliliters on the bottom here. Now, the units I am seeking is the liter. The conversion factor tells us that 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. Now, the reason we're able to do this is because basically we're multiplying by 1. So this is the same as this. Just like 3 over 3 is equal to 1, x over x is equal to 1. This is the same thing. Sorry about that. I actually wanted to end up rewriting the problem a bit. Okay, so we left off by talking about why you're allowed to do this. You're basically multiplying by 1. Let's move on to the next step of dimensional analysis. It's number 6. Cancel out repeated units on top and bottom. So basically it's like doing this. ML divided by ML is equal to 1. They just cancel out. So we can do this. Cancel out those repeated units. The next step is to multiply everything on the top and divide by everything on the bottom. In this case, we have 7,705 times 1 divided by 1,000. You're welcome to do this on your calculators. You may not need to, but what you should end up with is 7.705 liters, which is what we got when we did it the other way.